Welcome to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano. Let's get you to the pulse on everything you need to know. And we are here at the beautiful Surf City located at 1 Marin Boulevard in the beautiful city of Jersey City, New Jersey. And today's show is sponsored by Rumble Boxing. Go visit our friends at 1202 Shipyard Lane and get your rumble on. And the person to my right hopefully won't rumble me on camera, but maybe we'll see, I guess, with the questions that I ask her. There you go. Is our very, very good friend. This is not a Pulse premiere, though. She has been on the show before, and that is Ward D Jersey City Council candidate Veronica Akaezuwa. And I knew I was going to get the name wrong, so my apologies on there. Veronica Akaezuwa, thank you for being on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Peter.
Absolutely. So you decided to run for Ward D, Jersey City.
Yes.
What could you tell the residents about some of your background?
Okay, so I've lived in Jersey City, Ward D, which is the Heights and part of Newport, for over 13 years with my husband, Adrian. We were drawn to Ward D for the same things that attract so many. Good neighborhood feel, diversity, and a strong sense of civic duty evident in our several neighborhood and park associations. Professionally, I started working in the private sector as a data analyst, but I wanted to make my passion for public service more central in my life. So, in fact, my family believes deeply in public service. Both my grandmother and great-grandmothers were presidents of their local League of Women Voters chapters. My father, a Nigerian immigrant, really instilled in me a sense of a collectivist culture, which can be kind of summarized in, if we want to go far, we have to go together. So it was this foundation that motivated me to one day walk into the late Ward D Councilman Michael Youn's office and intern with him. And from there, I went and got my master's degree in public administration, and then I worked as a public servant in local and state government, delivering solutions for working class families. And then where we know each other, that context
Absolutely.
is in my work as a community advocate for New Jersey Appleseed, where I am fighting to bring ranked choice voting to the state of New Jersey.
Wow, absolutely fabulous. I mean, that's almost like an American dream story, and now you're looking to give back to your community. I think that's
right.
That's terrific. And the current Councilman Yusuf Saleh, has decided that he's not going to run for re-election. At least we believe.
So far,
so far as we know. So the seat is now wide open. What could you tell residents of Ward D in Jersey City about why you decided to run, and maybe some of the challenges that the ward is facing and how you plan to tackle those?
Great question. So the bottom line is we need change, and this is why I've decided to run for city council in Ward D. Our residents are getting priced out, especially our long-term residents, seniors, those on fixed incomes. Our rents are skyrocketing, our housing is skyrocketing. People don't feel safe moving around in the Heights, in Ward D. And we are dealing with crumbling infrastructure, trash piling up in our streets, and this is ultimately because of corruption and a lack of political will. So I am running because we need bold, people-powered leadership that puts the residents first. And this is why I'm proud to be running with Team Solomon. James Solomon is running for mayor, and we have a number of at-large candidates who are making a pledge not to take contributions from real estate developers.
Interesting. So you mentioned Councilman James Solomon, Ward D Councilman James Solomon.
Yes.
He's the leader of your ticket and so on and so forth. Why should the voters of Jersey City entrust him with being their next mayor?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I will bundle why residents should trust James and me as well, and the rest of our slate, to represent them at City Hall. So as I mentioned before, our major problem in Jersey City is affordability. We have skyrocketing property taxes and rents, and we need to stabilize them. And so James has really led on rent stabilization. We need to stop giving excessive tax breaks to the developers that aren't contributing to community or schools or infrastructure, and the taxpayers are left to foot the bill. We need responsible budgeting, strong financial controls in City Hall. We need to stop plugging our budget with franchise fees from the MUA. And we also need to advocate for increased school funding from the state.
Amen.
Affordability part two, and this is another area where James has led, is to put in place strong rental protections, worker protections, and protections for small landlords, right? We need responsible development, and we also need to ensure that we are protecting our working class. James has passed and he's led and passed a right to counsel in Jersey City, and he has also banned algorithmic rent price setting.
Wow.
All, very progressive moves to help ensure that our workforce can stay here, that our renters can also afford to be here. And he is mandating 20% affordable housing for our large developments.
Wow, unbelievable. Well, in order to get this all done, you need to be elected and you need to run a campaign, which you're doing a terrific job as of right now. And there's still a long way to go to the November 4th election, correct? What are your goals for the campaign?
That's great. Great question, too. So our goals for the campaign are to reach as many voters as possible. Alone in Ward D, we have knocked 4,000 doors. So we are really running a strong grassroots campaign, and we are asking supporters to help us knock doors, host meet and greets, and fundraise so that we can fund this grassroots campaign. Again, we're not taking money from the large developers, so that we really stay accountable to the voters, and that our decisions are shaped by things that will benefit them ultimately. Traffic safety, which I didn't touch on too much, quality of life issues, such as clean streets, improved public transportation, and better schools. So these are all things that we really need to focus on.
Well, that is terrific. Well, we have a little under 90 seconds left.
Okay.
I was wondering if you want to tell the audience, especially those viewers who are watching it in Ward D in Jersey City, why they should entrust you with their votes. So,
okay. I will take my sunglasses.
The floor is yours. That is totally. I'm not, because nobody wants to see my eyes. All yours. Absolutely.
Thank you. What I would like you to know, voters, is that I will have your back. I have seen how government can deliver for people and be accountable. I've seen it with Michael Youn. He was strong on constituent services. He was a voice in City Hall and really had people's interest. I have also seen government be accountable with very responsible measures and budgeting practices that made sure that we were working smarter and not harder. And that includes also putting people in leadership with experience and commitment to really serve the public. So that is what you will get in me. You will get a fighter for you, the people. Thank you.
Well, Veronica Akaezuwa, it's an absolute pleasure having you on. Good luck in your race going forward. Ward D Jersey City Council candidates. We'll hopefully see more of her and more of Team Solomon, who she spoke about so highly about. And thank you again, and good luck.
Thank you so much, Peter. I appreciate being here.
Absolutely. All right, folks, we will be right back. Peter Biancamano here, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse with Peter B. Folks, don't forget to follow and like our Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok pages. We're constantly updating those platforms with cool stories and awesome reels. Also, you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we post all of our full shows, and you can also binge watch all of our previous episodes. And if you would like to contact us, feel free to reach out to our email address at thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com. We'll see you there. Welcome back to the Pulse with Peter B. Peter Biancamano still in the host chair and still here at the gorgeous Surf City located at 1 Marin Boulevard in the beautiful city of Jersey City, New Jersey. And the person to my right made the trek all the way from Hoboken to come see us. But of course, he is a familiar face on the show, and that is the Hoboken 3rd Ward Councilman. And now I can say it, even though he didn't want to admit it to us 8 months ago, the last time he was on, a Hoboken mayoral candidate, Dr. Michael Russo. So good to have you on the show.
What's up, Peter? How's everything?
I am fantastic.
Great to hear.
Absolutely. So you took the plunge.
I did. Took the plunge. Ready to go.
Absolutely. And another thing you did recently, I would say about a month and a half ago, was you introduced your council slates.
I did.
And you came out with 3 at-large candidates, and of course, someone to run in the 6th Ward who is looking to fill the seat of the late Jennifer Giattino. I was wondering if you want to tell the audience a little bit about your slate.
Yeah, I appreciate that opportunity. So during that whole process, it was really fun because as much as I was interviewing candidates, those candidates were interviewing me as well. And that's the only way I would have it, right? We want to make sure we have some young, vibrant people really bringing different ideas to the city of Hoboken. And we decided that we were a good fit and we moved forward with it. We have 3 at-large candidates, as you mentioned, one by the name of Nicole Magana. Nicole's a great woman, realtor in Hoboken. She does a lot of work with some nonprofits in Hoboken. She's on the board for Community Lifestyles. She's also a member of the Elks. You have Dean Murray, who is a local resident who not only serves on his condo board at the Sky Club, but he's also an immigration attorney, right?
Wow.
Yeah, Dean's like one of those warriors. He's one of those social justice warriors that is actually on the front lines every day.
Wow.
You know, it's not just talking about it. He's actually doing it day in and day out, you know, and he's defending some of the most vulnerable people in not only our city, but our state. So he's really amazing dude as well. And then you have Peter Keeling, another young guy, small business owner in the film industry. He really understands that small business mentality. He understands what it takes to go through the process to open up a small business, what those pitfalls are, what those obstacles are, and how we navigate that. So all 3 of them are amazing candidates for the city at large seats. And then in the 6th Ward, as you mentioned, to replace the late Jen Giattino, we have Ryan Cunningham running. Ryan's a dad of 2, married in Hoboken. He's been here for a decade, a senior vice president in the film industry as well. So we have a really well-rounded ticket, a very diverse ticket, and we're really excited to move forward.
And Michael, they're all political newcomers. Is there a reason why you decided to go this route?
Yeah, different ideas, right?
Gotcha.
I've been serving on the council for 22 years, right? The political person on this ticket is me. Right? And I think it's important to say, because we not only have that institutional knowledge through my years of service, but what we have with this team is really a new way to look at things, a new way to really tackle the issues and the problems that we see in the city of Hoboken. And that was one of the main reasons why I chose them and they chose me. And I'm really excited about it.
Very, very interesting. And we hope to have them possibly on a future show before the election.
Great. That would be great.
Absolutely. So, Michael, there's been a lot of talk about the budgets.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a small tax increase, but I think any tax increase is not small in the city of Hoboken, the municipal part of it. But people are nervous that there's going to be an even larger one next year after the election. Do you feel that the city has been mismanaged these last few years when it comes to bonding and so on and so forth, that taxes are hopefully not, but might skyrocket next year?
Yeah, it's a great point, Peter. I mean, I've been for years calling out the spending and the bonding year over year. What that does is it puts us in a position where every year we start on day one with this structural deficit. It started at 8 million, then it became 10 million, and now we're up to like $17 million on day one, where we have to make up that cost. And that's because we keep putting everything on that credit card. You know, there's a couple of my opponents in this race who are talking about the taxes in Hoboken as if it's not a big deal. You can't pretend to be the advocate for the taxpayer and then vote for a tax increase. Right. And that happens year over year. You know, a lot of people want to talk about certain aspects of what we vote on, how we move the city forward. It's about priorities for me. There are certain things in the city of Hoboken that will always be a priority, and safety is absolutely the first one. I will make sure we always put our money into the safety of the citizens of the city of Hoboken. But again, going back to those priorities, to pay for those priorities, you have to make sure there's cuts elsewhere. We can't have a top-heavy city. We have to make sure that we're saving as much money as possible throughout the rest of the budget. We don't need as many directors as we have. We don't need assistant directors. We don't need assistants to the assistants. And that's what we have in the city of Hoboken right now. We have to make these changes, and we have to do it quickly.
So it's very top heavy. If we have all of these directors, they're each making well over $100,000 a year, correct? So you would be looking to possibly cut that at first, so it doesn't become a tax burden for the residents of Hoboken.
Yeah, that's most certainly where you start. You have to start there, right? You have to streamline the government at the top end. Make sure we're running an efficient government. Once you do that, now you have to start to look at the things that are wants more than needs, right? So the wants could be cut out. The needs are those exactly the necessities, right? Those are the things that we have to do. There are certain things that we don't have control over. It's the pension cost, right? The healthcare costs keep going up. There's a way to manage those healthcare costs. Right. And those are the things that we just need to look at.
And for any other mayoral candidate out there saying that, oh, you know, hey, let's blame the longest service council person, what do you say to those people that, you know, might be a misconception that they might be giving the public?
Yeah, look, those people that were not involved in those decisions, by all means, I wish they would get more involved. And that's one of the reasons why I chose some people that are not those political people for the ticket. So I say to them, please get involved, stay involved, regardless of the outcome of the election. We want more people involved in our government. We want to make sure that people are paying attention, because the more people that pay attention, the more accountability that we'll have as elected leaders.
Unbelievable. And Councilman, you know, we're going to kind of shift to quality of life issues. We have a little over 2 minutes left in the segment here. We're in Jersey City. we both live in Hoboken. This was a 3-mile drive for us. I mean, it probably took me close to 30 minutes in the middle of the afternoon on a Tuesday. I mean, you know, there's a number of streets still closed. There's piers falling into the river. I mean, what can you tell the people and the residents of Hoboken who do still commute? Not everybody, you know, rides a bicycle, right? Sure. There's plenty that do. You know, if you're elected to kind of, you know, ease the burden of all this traffic.
Yeah, and as you know, Peter, I mean, over the last year and a half, I've been really putting forward these policy positions, which really provide solutions for a lot of the problems that we have in Hoboken. So for me, it's really important that we stick to those things and we learn from the residents, right? As residents come back to us and say, hey, this might work or that might work, we need to listen better. The more we listen, the easier it becomes to make those changes. Again, throughout the city of Hoboken, there has been a consistent increase in traffic and difficulty getting in and out, right? This is all about timing. This is all about making sure that we're coordinating that and making sure that people have the ease of access in and out of the city and through the city, and that's really important.
That's absolutely fabulous. We have a little less than a minute left, so I'm going to give the floor to you. Obviously, your ballot number's not out yet, but that'll be out as soon as, probably as quickly as a couple of weeks from now.
Probably early September.
But I want to give the floor to you on why people should entrust their vote to you for the mayoral election this November.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I think it's really simple, right? I think I'm the only mayoral candidate who's put forward these solutions, and these solutions are very in-depth. We have plans for a lot of the things that are concerning to the citizens in the city. It's really important that you go and look into that. Judge for yourself. I ask everybody to judge me on the things that not only I have done in the past, but the solutions that I put forward into the future. So hopefully you will do that. Hopefully you'll come out and you'll support Team Russo on November 4th this year.
All right, well, 3rd Ward Councilman and a Hoboken mayoral candidate. I can finally say that on the poll, saying this. We hope to see you on a future show.
Absolutely.
You guarantee it?
Guaranteed.
I love it. Thanks so much. Michael Russo, folks.
It.
Really, really appreciate it.
Same.
All right, folks, we will be right back. Peter Biancamano back with you. Folks, we have a new television home. After being on cable access for so long, we are now strictly on streaming. So download the Surge Sports and Entertainment TV app on your Roku TV or your Amazon Fire TV and catch our new episodes every Sunday at 9 a.m. We will see you there. Welcome back to the Pulse of Peter B. And folks, we have a trifecta of political candidates on today's show because you asked for it and we delivered, and we're so happy to be joined, making his Pulse premiere, his former Hoboken councilman at large in the city of Hoboken, and a current council at large candidate, my good friend Dave Mello. Dave, welcome to the Pulse.
Good to see you, sir.
Great to see
And
you.
congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful
We're
news.
very happy. Yeah. And we were just talking about how we visited Portugal.
Yes.
And you are of Portuguese descent, correct?
I am of Portuguese descent, fully on my father's side. So.
Okay, very, very cool. Yeah, beautiful country, folks. You definitely have to visit
Absolutely
it.
beautiful. Which parts did you go to?
I went to Porto. And
Nice.
it was beautiful. We did the Douro Valley, visited the
Nice.
vineyards and all of
Nice.
that. Had a little too much vino, but you know,
Sure,
we're on vacation, right?
That's how it works.
Exactly.
That's how it works.
So, Dave, you were on the city council 8 years ago.
I
You
was.
served over two terms,
Yes.
8.5 years.
8.5 years.
And now you decided to run again, this time on Councilwoman Tiffany Fisher's ticket.
Exactly.
What made you decide to run again?
Well, Tiffany Fisher.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't have run again if I didn't really wholeheartedly and fully believe in the people I was running with. And I think I can't say enough good things about Tiffany. I told people we were already on the campaign trail, and I've said to people that, you know, going to try to keep it together here. The late great Jen Giattino, who we all miss deeply, she was the council president during my last meeting. And she said to me before the meeting, she goes, Dave, you're going to be the last one to speak. This is your last meeting. And I paid a compliment to most of my colleagues and told them something that really endeared them to me. And who I remember most was Tiffany. And what I said to Tiffany was this. I go, listen, we don't always agree. We probably agree more than 90% of the time, but I always unquestionably agreed with her motivations and what drives her and how she comes to her decision. Even if I don't agree with the ultimate decision, I never questioned what's driven her. So when she asked me if I was interested in running again, it was before my students were about to take their AP exam and we were about to pick up my daughter from college. So I said, let me ponder this until after that stuff's out of the way. And I thought about it and I instantly got excited about it because she's such a good person. And I think she, without a doubt, hands down, should be the next mayor of Hoboken.
Wow. All right. And Dave, I'm sure you're proud of a lot of your accomplishments when you were on the city council.
Definitely.
I was wondering if you want to remind the audience of maybe some of those accomplishments as an elected official.
I would love to, but I'm going to start by saying that politics, as I tell people, is a team sport.
Oh.
You know, occasionally, though, you're lucky enough to maybe be the quarterback or the lead running back on a team effort. So there were definitely a few of those, but everything's a team effort. And anybody who tells you otherwise, they're lying to you because that's not how it works. So, yeah, I mean, Southwest Park is a huge one for me. And that's the one, if I were to say that I was the quarterback of anything, I would say it was that effort. You know, so I live in the southwest of Hoboken. I've lived in 4 different wards in Hoboken, 4 different spots. But I bought a place with my wife, who was then my fiance, in the southwest Hoboken. And when we got there, there's just a lack of infrastructure. There's not the infrastructure that other parts of town have. And they were starting this was during the tail end of the Roberts administration. And they were starting an effort to redevelop the area and come up with a redevelopment plan. And I just wanted to make sure that it included services for the community, infrastructure for the community, infrastructure for our neighborhood. So I joined a group called the Southwest Parks Coalition that was started by Sarah Stojkovic and some other residents of Hoboken.
I know Sarah well, yeah.
Yeah, and she's great. And we started advocating in front of the city council back when it was Peter Camerano and Chris Campos were on the council, and talking to those folks about making a plan that was going to put the citizens first and foremost.
Right.
So we got that ball rolling with Southwest Park, which is going to be expanded, thankfully.
Yeah. So Dave, you know, we just interviewed Councilman Michael Russo in the last segment.
Okay.
And we spoke about the budget.
Right.
We spoke about the budget and how it's almost like a ticking time bomb, they said.
Very much so.
There are a lot of people who believe that after the election next year, that property taxes and municipal taxes, I should say, are going to skyrocket because of the city's mismanagement these last few years.
Yeah.
What can you tell the residents of Hoboken if they elect you and your slates of that fear that their taxes might skyrocket?
Well, that's a complicated question because I agree. There's a lot of ticking time bombs, so to speak, that are here. Some of them are unavoidable because, you know, we entered into contracts that went for a term of years that I think was way too long. I'm a member of a union.
Right.
All right. I'm a teacher in Jersey City for the past, it'll be my 10th year teaching in Jersey City this coming school year for the public schools. So I in no way begrudge any of our unions for getting the best contract they can. They should. and I believe that they are the spine of our city. They are the most important part of our city, or one of
Right.
the most important parts of our city. But to give a contract that we gave to one of our police unions that goes for the term of years that it went for, it's just too long. It's too long. We shouldn't be signing contracts that long in the future. Then there are other things that are going to go on, like Rebuild by Design. Wonderful project. I was on the council when that ball started getting rolling on the project. But I don't know if the typical Hoboken taxpayer knows this. We're going to be paying for the maintenance of this 27 gate protective system.
Interesting.
We're going to be paying to train the people to make sure the gates are operational and they know how to close the gates in time of a flood emergency. We have reports of a hurricane coming up the coast right now that's going to be
I think
possibly
we're feeling
very
it here at
intense.
Surf
Right.
City.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah.
You know, so that's going to be a cost because the building of the project, we've received state and federal funding. Okay, but we're not going to receive state and federal funding for keeping this very expensive piece of infrastructure operational and making sure it's going to work when we need it. There are so many things that are on the horizon and we need to be prepared for them. As a city council member, I'm going to make sure that we all have our head around that we're going to try to minimize the damage as much as we can. But some of these increases are going to be inevitable because of what we've done in the past.
Exactly. And you know, one of the things that I'm sure you were proud of when you were on the city council was there wasn't that large municipal tax increase in probably every year. So what happened? I mean, it was only 8 years ago that you were on the council.
Yeah.
I know you spoke about contracts. Bonding, I'm sure, was an issue as well.
Bonding was an issue.
Right.
Well, and here's another thing, okay? When I ran with Mayor Dawn Zimmer, biggest centerpiece of what we wanted was more park space and things like that throughout the city. And that's great. I'm glad we've done that. And we've recently acquired some land that I'm glad we acquired it. But once we hold title to the land, there doesn't have to be a rush to develop it into a park because that's very expensive too.
I agree.
Once you acquire the land, if it's going to just be a field of grass for a few years until we really can afford to pay for the development of the park, then we're going to have to maybe wait on some projects.
Right.
So we have to make tough decisions like that. We have to get into the nitty gritty too, because the biggest thing that's concerned me over the last 8 years since I've been on the city council is that I think there's way too many leaders, starting with the corner office, who are putting priorities are serving them first and foremost, and they're not putting the citizens first.
Interesting.
I want to put the citizens first. I want to put the citizens only. That's all I care about.
Wow.
Is the people that live in Hoboken and the people that work in Hoboken, and that's all we should care about as elected officials.
Well, Mr. Mello, former Councilman Mello, we have less than a minute to go.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to tell the audience about why they should entrust their vote to you for the election on Tuesday, November 4th? The floor is yours.
I'm gonna talk about more than just me. I'm gonna start with the person who encouraged me and inspired me to run for office again, which is Tiffany Fisher, who's running for mayor. Personally, we are going to have budget problems. So I want a former CFO who worked in finance for her entire career, who then took on a career as a city council person for the past decade. The merger of those two experiential experiences over her entire career. And we're just going to take the merger of that financial acumen and that municipal acumen experience in Hoboken to possibly right the ship in Hoboken. And then for me and my whole team, we need to put the service of the citizens of Hoboken first and foremost. We need to worry about the details. The details are often overlooked. We can't be running the city where we're worried about press releases to pad our resume because we have higher aspirations to get to Trenton or Washington, D.C. I never want to go to Washington, D.C. I want to serve the people of the city where I've been raising my children. My oldest daughter is currently in college. She's about to start her sophomore year at Syracuse. My youngest daughter is 1 year away from attending Hoboken High School. That's my concern. My concern is for my family, my neighbors, my friends, the people of Hoboken, and making sure that we move forward in the best possible way.
Former Councilman Dave Mello, great to see you. Current Council at Large candidate. Hopefully we see you on a future show.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you for coming on. Don't go anywhere. We're just going to close the show really quick.
All right.
All right, folks. Join us next week for The Pulse on everything you need to know. I'm Peter Biancamano. I hope you have a great week, everybody.